The Braves' sizzling summer continued last night. Independence Day weekend began with fireworks in Cincy as the Braves blasted 6 extra base hits, led by Dansby's firecracker 4-hit game. And Max Fried lit up the strike zone through 7 dominant innings. Today, Spencer Strider is ready to light the fuse on his 100-mile-an-hour heat as he leads the Braves against the Reds next on Bally Sports. The World Champs are on the air. Braves baseball is once again brought to you by Truist. It's a glorious afternoon in Cincinnati where the Braves have gotten the Independence Day weekend off to a great start. A 9-1 thumping behind a couple of home runs last night. The Braves try to win the series outright here at the Great American Ballpark today. Hi again, everybody. Chip and Jeff, great to be back with you. As I said, the Braves bats were booming late in a Game 1 win last night. 9-1 was the final score, Jeff. And the Braves over the last month doing what good teams do, beating teams below 500.
Well, they have a great June, win 21 games, and then come out July last night and pick up right where they left off in June. And this team right now is hitting on all cylinders. We're going to take a look inside the numbers. The last 30 games against teams with 500 or worse. Look, 22-8. Like you said, they're on your schedule. You have to play them. And the Braves are taking care of business. 4.3 extra base hits per game. You get those kind of numbers with the pitching the Braves had, you're going to get a lot of wins.
And this offense has been remarkable. Dansby Swanson is on fire again.
He is. And Tommy Pham, if he didn't hustle so much, he would have had a cycle
right.
last night. And he ends up with a couple doubles, a home run last night. Since back in May 23rd, he has led all of baseball in average. It's unbelievable what he's doing right now. He's going up the middle of the opposite field. You see that 366 since May 23rd. And more importantly to me, look at that bottom. Everybody needs to get on and vote at Braves.com and get Dansby starting in that All-Star game because he deserves it.
Indeed, he does. Dansby Swanson and the Braves offense sky high in Cincinnati. And speaking of sky high, Spencer Strider's bringing some high heat. He's got the ball for the Braves in Game 2. We'll break down the young right-hander's terrific start to his season as we continue from the Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati after the break.
Baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. The Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day. And by Yamaha Boats and Wave Runners.
All roads lead to Cincinnati and the Great American Ballpark for the Braves and the Reds. It's Game 2 of our series. Atlanta got the weekend off to a great start last night. Chip and Jeff back with you. Glad you're with us. Spencer Strider's on the mound. It's always fun watching this kid pitch on a hot day. He's going to bring some heat of his own.
Hey, for 6 weeks, that 5th spot in the rotation was kind of hit and miss. We didn't know what we were going to get. And then all of a sudden, Spencer Strider has locked into that position and has ran with it. And really, he does it with 2 pitches, the big fastball and that slider. And he's able to really pound the zone with it. That's what's impressive to me. You watch here, he's going to come fastball about 69.7% of the time. And then the slider here, just over 25%. See the downward angle. Now watch, when you're a hitter here, here's the overlay. You got one coming at 98 up in the zone, the other one dropping straight down. He's got 52 strikeouts on 14 fastballs, which is crazy in this day of batters being ready for high velocity, and he's striking out 36.2 of batters faced. Cannot wait to watch him here this afternoon in Cincinnati.
Yeah, 2 innings against the Reds for Spencer this year. Oh, by the way, he struck out 5 of the 6 hitters he saw. That was back in Atlanta, but the challenge for Spencer, pitching now in Cincinnati at the Great American Small Park, and we asked him about that.
The stadium is always going to be different. Can't control any of it. Can't control the weather. You can't control the umpire, the mound. You know, I think you focus on what you can't control, and that's your routine, your preparation. And then, you know, regardless of what kind of park you're in, whether it's Coors Field or it's Great American Ballpark, you got to go out and execute your pitches and, you know, attack with your strengths. And execution, regardless of the setting, is always going to be successful. And so that's where preparation and consistency comes in. It's just enabling yourself to execute as much as possible. My goal is really just to get as many outs as I can and try and you know, relieve some pressure off the bullpen as much as I can, and you know, be economical, go out, get outs in as few pitches as possible, and get ahead, the things that help you do that, and yeah, just continue to stretch the game out and get used to starting.
Well, Spencer was brilliant last time out against the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Braves would love a similar performance in Game 2 on a hot day in Cincinnati. The world champs are taking on the Cincinnati Reds. It's Game 2 of 3. Lineups, first pitch, and a lot of fun coming your way from the Great American Ballpark right after the break. Michael Harris, center field. Harris on the run, lays out and makes a great catch. Look at that ball jump. Michael Harris has hit a homer. Harris coming on, still coming. He got it. Speed never slumps. Michael Harris with a double. Man, is he fast and fun to watch on the bases. Well, we've talked about it a lot, the impact that Michael Harris has had on this Braves team since the 1st of June. He was just named the National League Rookie of the Month for his first month as a major leaguer, and those are the Zaxby's indescribably good numbers before Game 2 today.
Well, showing you all the offense on there. Look at the defense, 5 outs above average. It's tied third for most center fielders, and he hasn't even been up here that long. And then, of course, the good work there. He's been outstanding, and a good reason the Braves went on that hot run in June.
Well, hot is the operative word today. Temperatures pushing into the upper 80s, low 90s. The Braves offense was hot last night. They blasted away against the Reds, pulling away in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings to win Game 1 by a 9-1 final. Good to have Ronald back in the lineup atop the Toyota batting order. Ronald's going to play right field again for the Braves today after DHing last night. And the Rookie of the Month, Michael Harris, will hit 9th for the Braves as they face off with Tyler Mahle, who was the opening day starter for the Reds and won the opener for Cincinnati back in Atlanta.
Yeah, he went on a run after that where he really struggled. The reason, couldn't find the strike zone, Chip. Now all of a sudden he has been finding it. Last 6 starts, 1-1 with a 2.45.
Big Braves contingent in Cincinnati today. That should help, as will the Ford Keys.
Be aggressive. Tyler's only had 1 walk in his last 3 starts, so he's been pounding the zone. And then a good challenge for Spencer Strider. This team for the Reds has struggled offensively. Attacked them. We saw Max Fried get a lot of ground ball outs, was efficient, went 7. See if Spencer can do the same thing.
He'll start with Ronald Acuna Jr., who had a couple of hits last night, scored 2 runs, was also hit by 2 pitches. And Mahle gets the day underway with a fastball fouled straight back. 88 degrees officially. Gentle breeze blowing out toward the Ohio River. As Ronald, batting .288 on the year, faces an infield shift to the left and hits it right into it. Farmer at short, fields and flips, and Acuna's retired on a ground ball out to start the day for the Braves. 1 out for Dansby Swanson. Kyle Schwarber was the National League Player of the Month for June. He did have a big month for the Phillies. Disappointing outcome for Dansby Swanson, though. He was remarkable for the Braves and was in his first game in July here last night.
Yeah, for him, hate to say it, Chip, he doesn't need an award to know how good he's been since May 23rd and really the month of June. Great work, and we saw it last night again. 4 hits.
He hit into a first inning double play to run a hitless streak to 0 for 15, then went single, double, 3-run homer, and double. And were it not for the heroics, as you said, of Tommy Pham in left, we might be talking about Dansby hitting for the cycle today. And there's Mr. Pham, anchored in left for the Reds. Wear the red top, white pants, and Dansby skies that foul. Braves wearing their traditional road grays on this sunny summer Saturday in Cincinnati. Say that 4 times fast.
Yeah, I was going to say.
1 ball, 1 strike. Tyler Mahle has his sign, and his 1-1 pitch is bounced foul. You might have noticed we haven't heard from Kelly Kroll today. Our colleague is under the weather today. Kelly
became ill overnight and will not be with us tonight or tomorrow. But Kelly, we hope you're feeling better today. Look forward to seeing you back in Atlanta. And Jeff, the Braves training staff did an excellent job today too.
George Poulos was with her quite a bit early part of this morning, and I know Kelly would like to say she was very appreciative of that too. And I think it's just awesome. It shows you what a guy George is, and although she's not on the team, she's here with the team just like us, and that was very awesome for him to spend time with her and make sure she was okay.
Yeah, so Kel, we miss you. Get well soon. We'll see you back in Atlanta in a couple of days, we hope. As Dansby Swanson behind in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch is off the plate. Mahle coming off a nice game against the Giants. 3 runs, 6 2/3 innings, only 1 walk, as Jeff said. He's had much better command of late. But here's something to focus on as this game moves forward. He has yet to win a game on his home mound this year. He's 0-4 here at the Great American Ballpark. And he's allowed 6 homers in 9 games. The pitch is bounced foul past Wash. And Dansby staying alive here.
And that's his pitch. He's one of the handful of right-handers, Chip, that he loves that changeup like that to go off the fastball. Call it a splitter change, whatever you want to call it, but that's his out pitch off that 4-seam fastball.
Base is empty for the Brave shortstop. 1 out. The pitch is hammered towards short and past Farmer, who went to his knees. Dansby has 5 consecutive hits in the series. Man, is he barreling the ball. All of a sudden he didn't want to go 0 for the road trip, and he is making up for lost time in Cincinnati today.
And 106 off the bat. After found that changeup, 93 up in the zone, and that's we talk about all the time for him. Such a strength of that fastball. He's not worried about it beating him to the spot, and he ropes it to left field.
Where Matt Olson digs in. Matt with 31 doubles. That's a franchise record before the All-Star break. He's also hit 12 homers and driven home 42. The Reds give him the entire left side of the infield. There's Mahle to the stretch. And it's a bunt try right back to the mound. The peg to second one, and a bad throw to first. And the grab made. Nice grab by Moustakas, who somehow held the pillow. Olson tried to bunt, but bunted it right back to the mound. Let's see if the Braves take a look and see if Moustakas held the bag at first. And it looks like the Braves will not challenge that first inning call. That was interesting. Nothing doing for the Braves here in the top of the first.
Single, Matt Olson. I get it. Look, the big shift. He's trying to bunt. Instead, he bunts a one-hopper right back to the pitcher for an easy double play. A good job by Moustakas to make that catch. Look, we always talk about doing that, bunting on the shift, but in this thing right here, the way this team's swinging the bats, Chip, you're in Cincinnati. Where Matt's heart was there was in the right place at the same time. He's going to look back and say, you know what, probably should swing the bat in this part.
So a double play takes the Braves out of the first inning. Spencer Strider goes to work for the first time at the Great American Ballpark. Spencer 3-2 on the year and makes his 7th start. And that's what we're going to see all day. And what's so remarkable about this young man who throws 100 miles an hour, he's around the plate. As you see, the Toyota starting lineup for Cincinnati. Jonathan India, the Rookie of the Year, is their first batter. And just like that, Strider ahead 0-2. He doesn't waste pitches, Jeff, and even the chase pitches he tries to get are very competitive ones, generally speaking.
That's the amazing thing. Everybody we've talked to, have seen him, says it's amazing how economical he is with how hard he throws.
That was a strike.
Wow.
But not called, and India lives to see another pitch. 1-2 the count. Base is empty. And that's up and away. Trip Gibson has the plate today. So from 100 miles an hour to an 87 mile an hour slider at a 2-2 count. That's a lot to cover. On the ground, rolled to Riley. He's got that. And India's retired for out number 1. Strider 2-0 in June, a 3.24 ERA in 5 starts. Can't pitch any better, Jeff, than he did against the Dodgers. No runs, 7 strikeouts in 6 innings of work.
Yeah, what a great start, especially after the start before where he had his one kind of clunker, you could say, in the 6-7 starts he's had against the Giants, but came back, I thought, made some adjustments and pitched a beautiful game last Sunday night.
So rollover for Spencer as Brandon Drury stands in. Drury hitless last night. 98 out of play off to the right. And strike one for the Cincinnati third baseman.
And that first ball of the game to Austin Riley at third. He saw all sorts of action over there last night.
The hot corner was hot in game 1. The pitch away to the backstop. And an even count, a ball and a strike. Strider has really come in and stabilized the back end of the Braves rotation. It was really a revolving door until we got to the month of June. Strider has 2 wins as the Braves' 5th starter. The other 5 men who have started in that role have combined to win 2 games individually, or collectively, if you will. And he wants to start. This is what he has always dreamed of doing. He has closer stuff, but Jeff, clearly he's got the pitches to go through a lineup 2 or 3 times.
For sure.
He's got Drury behind the 1-2 pitch. It is taken high. And 2 balls, 2 strikes. We say it all the time. Velocity is so fun for fans and broadcasters alike to watch. You see the radar gun pop. First, the 2-2 is out of play, but velocity all by itself doesn't matter a bit if you don't have control and command of it. And Strider certainly has that.
That's the difference. A lot of guys have big arms like that, can throw high 90s, but he knows how to pitch. You
heard him in our opening comments. He talked about the challenge of pitching in this ballpark, derisively called the Great American Small Park by major league pitchers. It does play downhill, and I think for Spencer and Charlie Morton, a good pathway to success is what Max Fried authored last night. A ton of ground ball outs in game 1. Max was excellent. 7 innings of 1-run ball and didn't walk anybody. And a swing and a miss. First strikeout takes care of Drury. Expecting the heat, got something else, and 2 quick outs here in the home first.
So when he can keep that slider down there, bottom part of the knees looks just like the heater coming out, but never gets there.
Tommy Pham had a 3-hit game last night. One ball, no strikes. Joey Votto's the DH. He waits on deck. And Strider saw the Reds back in Atlanta. 2 scoreless innings, 5 strikeouts.
That was on opening day when he came out there and faced 6 batters, 5 Ks.
So the Brave starter who looks the most like Mr. Red is behind in the count to Tommy Pham. 2 balls and a strike. He went around, and it's 2-2.
And that's where you can get swings like that. When you throw so hard, you get a 2-1 count after 2 sliders. So Pham, I'm going to cheat on this fastball. You see it. It's not a strike, but you happen to go for it.
But still a competitive pitch. And chase that one, though. Full count. There's Joey Votto. A quiet night last night. The payoff pitch is driven out of play. 18 tosses for Spencer here in the first inning, many of them to Brandon Drury, who put up a fight before striking out. Again, the 3-2. Rifled back foul. That's got to be the plan of attack for the Reds. He's around the strike zone. You got to foul off pitches and hope for a mistake. And a breaking ball takes care of Pham after a series of 100-mile-an-hour tosses and 89-mile-an-hour sliders. Sends us to the second inning. Spencer with 2 punchies. No score. One in Cincinnati, Ohio. Time for today's Bank of America Impressive Tools feature. You throw fastballs to this Braves team, Jeff, at your own peril.
Yeah, Mahle throws 50% fastball usage, which he's got 65 Ks on the four-seamer. Problem is, Braves averaging just over 92 on exit velocity on fastballs, best in the National League.
Nothing wrong with Austin Riley's exit velo last night. 2-run homer in the first inning, and then a 9th inning single as well. Braves hit a couple of bombs last night. They were unique in this regard. They weren't tape measure shops. They were back of the wall scrapers. Just enough to count for 5 runs. As that's fouled away at the plate for Riley. No balls, 2 strikes.
So I like to say they count the same.
Yep. 2-out homer for Riley in the first inning. Dansby Swanson a 3-run homer with 2 outs in the 7th. And the Braves were on their way as Mahle 0-2 count, misses outside. Lingering question for the man on the mound for the Reds. How many more starts will he make in Cincinnati this year? I would think he and Luis Castillo, who will face tomorrow, will attract a lot of trade interest. Reds are 26-53 on the year. Excuse me, 26-50 on the year, I beg your pardon. So if you want to fix your ball club, 2 talented pitchers in rotation like what the Reds have could accelerate the process. One ball, 2 strikes. Is it hard playing through those rumors? I know that players say, oh, I don't read the papers or social media and the like, but you can't help but hear the whispers, right?
No, and you know, I think sometimes for a player they welcome it if they can go somewhere to win. It's kind of a rebuild. But yeah, it can become a distraction, especially in the next couple weeks as they start to fire up even more.
2-2 count. Popped up. Moustakas gives chase. And that's into the sun-splashed seats off to our right. Still 2-2. Mike Moustakas, another name that might be moved at the deadline, perhaps packaged with one of those Red starters, because he's got a big contract that has another year plus an option, or a buyout I should say, for the 2024 season.
I think for him the big thing's going to be health, if he can stay healthy. He's been injury plagued the last 2 years.
Good fight for Austin Riley here in the second inning. High towering fly ball hammered deep left. Pham as far as he can go, and Austin Riley says hello. Solo home run to start the second inning, and the Braves strike first again.
See that smile by Austin, run around third. 90, just under 100 on exit velocity, only 362, and that's a perfect example, Chip, of how strong he is. It's a fastball in that he does not necessarily clip. Watch this, a little bit up. Gets in on him a little bit, but he's so big and strong, he's able to drive it out to left field and give the Braves a 1-0 lead.
So Austin Riley has his 20th home run. Straight up and straight out to left. As Marcell Ozuna takes a strike. As you said last night, you don't have to barrel the ball here to have a chance to hit a home run. That's called a strike to Ozuna, 0-2. So Mahle now has given up 10 homers in 88 innings. And the Braves have their 3rd homer of this series. The 0-2 pitch in the dirt. 1-2 in the dirt. Said it last night as well. Make these starters work and get into the Reds bullpen.
Yep.
Has been a huge problem spot for them. 1-0 Atlanta. The pitch.
Now think about last night. I mean, Mike Minor, tip your hat. He has struggled this year, but he threw a good ball game last night, 6 innings. And then after that, the Braves roasted their bullpen. 7 runs in 3 innings against the Reds bullpen.
Kunhel, Sessa, and Hoffman all gave up runs. That trio allowed 7 of the Braves' 9 tallies. The 2-2 way outside, full count. Good battle back for Ozuna here to get back from an 0-2 start. A little bit of a cold stretch for Ozuna. Let's see if he can keep the good times rolling. Looking for his first hit of this series. Smoked right back where it came from. That almost undressed Tyler Mahle. Woo.
Wow.
That came in hot, but left the bat even hotter. Back-to-back Braves hits.
Look at that, over 110. Oof. So if I was pitching, I'd have to check my drawers on that one. I mean, you don't even have time. We talk, I know it's funny, but we talk about guys getting out of the way. That's the dangerous part.
Runner at first for Contreras. I'd ask what you check, but this is a family show. 1-0 the count for William.
Man.
Charlie browned him. Did Marcel.
These guys are swinging the bats right now, aren't they?
Sure
They're
are.
up there with a plan. Confident.
Well, it's all about getting the ball on the barrel, and the Braves have done that ever since that series up in Milwaukee.
You see Contreras take that pitch. That's been the most impressive thing to me this year. Is last year, remember, he had some big hits. He also went outside the zone a lot. He's been a really patient hitter for this offense.
And has a chance to be the designated hitter for the National League. He was second behind Bryce Harper in voting, but with Bryce having thumb surgery.
He's out. So, yeah, if he can win that, be something. Him and his brother both starting in the All-Star game, huh?
2 balls, no strikes. And that one tipped on a check swing up in the top part of the strike zone, I should say. It's 2 balls and a strike. And Austin Riley leadoff homer gets the second started here in Cincinnati, Ohio, for game 2 of the series. It's 2-2. Can't wait to get back to Atlanta on Monday. We've got the St. Louis Cardinals in town for the 4th of July. 4-game series with the Redbirds. Another great rivalry between the Braves and Cardinals. Albert Pujols will be in Atlanta for the final time as a major league player. Fireworks show after the game and a huge homestand. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's high. And Mahle a little rattled after the home run and the comebacker. Has a full count for Contreras. Brian Snitker's Braves had a 21-win June. They're 1-0 in July and lead in game 2 today. Braves are 3.5 behind the Mets, who beat Texas yesterday. The pitch. And Contreras takes ball 4. Homer, single walk, and Adam Duvall is coming up.
Right, you see 3-2 before that. Ozuna gets the fastball. He smokes it back up the middle. Now 3-2 again. Drops a changeup on Contreras' chip, and he takes it.
So as the Reds talk it over, let's enjoy a quick message from Racetrack.
Fuel up like the Freeze does with whatever gets you going at Racetrack.
Adam Duvall will be the Braves hitter after Derek Johnson continues his chat. He's a good pitching coach, but they've had all kinds of problems this year. And as you said, Jeff, who's not here is as big a factor in what's going on with the Reds rotation and pitching staff as who is. And if you're to believe what we've talked about in this inning, might be 2 more prominent starters pitching elsewhere before the end of the season, including Tyler Mahle, who's on the mound today. Here's Adam. Duvall knocked in a run last night. That was an 8th inning double. Duvall has 5 straight games with an extra base hit. And he gets hit with the first pitch right after the meeting. Wow. That one hurt. And Duvall flips the bat away, stands in the right-hand batter's box, and the Braves have the bases loaded. Nobody out, and a chance for serious damage here in the 2nd inning. Hope Adams all right.
Right off the edge of that left hand.
Ooh. The Braves are getting plunked an awful lot in this series. Acuna twice last night. Now Duvall here in the 2nd inning.
Man, you know what you do when that happens? You just keep making them pay. They're going to give you a walk and a hits batter here. Now you gap one.
And Orlando Arcia, the batter. He takes outside. The Braves can't say they're throwing at us. That's not the case.
No.
And the Braves hit 2 Reds last night too, so the image hasn't been all that great here in the first game plus. But Atlanta with the bases loaded, nobody out, already up a run. Orlando Arcia is your hitter. Arcia hitting .318 this year with runners in scoring position for the Braves. Has 3 RBIs with the bases loaded. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ozuna, the lead runner at 3rd. The pitch. So the Tyler Mahle that had walked so few hitters, Jeff, has not had great command in the early going in this game. 34 pitches, 20 balls.
Well, I think the smart
20
thing,
strikes.
yes, smart thing the Braves hitter's doing, realizing that he's struggling right now, even though, and I think they've changed the game plan to wait him out a little bit.
Now he's got to throw a striker. He'll trail 2-0. Orlando has the luxury of being very, very selective here. Did he go? They appeal at first, and he did. Duvall is going to get. Duvall is wandering off first and second base. The throw is going to come back to Moustakas, and Duvall didn't pay attention. It was called a strike on an appeal at first. He walked off first base, had his head down, was walking to second. The Reds threw behind him and tagged him out. Duvall's asking Laz Diaz, is that a live ball on the appeal? Apparently it is. So instead of a bases loaded walk, Duvall wanders too far off the bag, is the first out. And now it's a 3-2 count with 1 out in the inning.
Yeah, Adam just put his head down and took off. That was one of those, you were 1 or 2, because from up here it looked like he did swing.
So that hurts. Now it's a full count. First base open. So Arcia awaits the 1-out pitch. 2 down. Boy, that changes the entire complexion of the inning. Instead of ball 4, now there are 2 outs. It's still a 1-run game, and Michael Harris is your hitter.
Michael on his first at bat here can get a knock and not let him out of this inning without any damage.
Yeah, that's a momentum swinger, especially in this park. You get a chance to add on, you'd best do it. Harris 0 for 3 last night, but the reigning June Rookie of the Month in the National League. And he takes off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Youngest player in Major League Baseball is Michael Harris. And he's up in a big spot and took a perfect pitch to even the count.
Pretty impressive coming in your first official full month and you win Rookie of the Month.
Now Mahle a strike away from a miraculous escape job. Bases loaded, a run in, nobody out. A pickoff, a strikeout, and now a 1-2 pitch coming to the 9th place hitter Michael Harris. Who's never seen Mahle live. Here it is. It's 2-2. Last 20 games, Michael hitting .375 with runners in scoring position. A big spot for him and the Braves here. He's battled back to 2-2. Here it is. Struck him out. That hurt, but Riley's leadoff homer gets the Braves in front. Number 20 for the Braves third baseman. Spencer Strider enjoys a 1-0 lead. Cincinnati, as we welcome you back to Braves baseball, brought to you by Truist. Braves get a solo home run from Austin Riley. Had the bases loaded and nobody out, but a base running mistake and a couple of strikeouts take him out of a chance to add to Spencer Strider's lead. Strider will face the 4, 5, 6 hitters for the Cincinnati Reds. It's time for our GNG Impact Player of the Game, and it is the Braves starter.
Yeah, that one clunker I talked about, if you take away that start versus San Francisco, Strider has a 2-1 as the 5th starter. And again, as I said on the open, highest percentage in baseball, striking out 36.2% batters he has faced.
So Strider struck out the last 2 hitters he saw in the first inning. Joey Votto was hitless last night and is the designated hitter. And a strike to Joey Votto. In case you wondered if on an appeal play, is the ball live? The answer is yes. The only exception to that is if the ball hits the batter and the batter attempts to swing at the pitch. As Votto is down on strikes, 3 straight strikeouts for Spencer Strider. Anytime a pitch ball hits the batter, then the ball is dead. But if you appeal, the ball is live, and Duvall just put his head down and was caught napping. Here's Farmer.
Big fastball there, tailing up and away.
Can you crank up the jugs gun to mimic this guy's velocity?
Whew. The hard thing is, like I said, because he is able to throw that slider for a strike a lot of time, that fastball is that much more effective. Think about Tommy Pham in that first inning, gets the 3-2, ready for that fastball, 88 down in the zone.
Farmer's had good luck against the Braves. 6 hits, as you see, and that one off his knuckles. And fouled away. Farmer lucky to get out of the way of that triple-digit pitch.
Well, there's your example again of a 2-0 pitch as a hitter. You're trying to get to it to cheat. Actually lucky that hit him in the bat, not the hand.
Two balls, one strike. And he missed outside. There's a great baseball author named Leonard Koppett who talked about the game of baseball in its most basic forms. First, the pitch to Farmer, which is down low, ball 4. That's the first Reds base runner. He said the first thing a hitter has to overcome when they learn how to play the game is to overcome the fear of getting hit.
Yeah.
And you know from personal experience that's not an easy thing to overcome, whether you hit the ball or the ball hits you.
No, for when I got hit in that face back in 2004 in the minor leagues, I mean, when I did come back, it was 2 weeks before I actually even, quite frankly, wanted to get in the box. You know, and you just kind of have to get back in there, and yeah, you realize that it can happen, but it's not easy, especially when a guy's throwing that hard.
And that's why the pitch to Farmer was so interesting, because Strider doesn't miss all that often that way. So if there is any comfort in seeing a man throwing this hard, he's around the plate. It's high for Mike Moustakas, who's hitting .222, 3 homers, 16 runs batted in. He's been on the IL a time or two for the Reds this year. In fact, they've used the injured list 32 different times already in the first half of this season. Nice and easy, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Moustakas, a 3-time All-Star with the Royals and Brewers, is unable to catch up with that. Tipped and caught for out number 2. 4 strikeouts for Strider in an inning and 2/3.
Another fastball. This one was even a little higher than the one Votto swung at. You know, you hear people now kind of pitching up in the zone. A guy like Spencer, he can do that. He throws that hard, and so it's effective.
Albert Almora 0 for 3 last night. Wasn't going to get the 2 strikes. Put it in play, but pops it into center. And that will retire the side. That was an efficient inning for Spencer Strider. Top of the order coming up for the Braves, who lead 1-0 after 2.
Sierra heavy duty truck, and by Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi. Unbeatable internet, only from Xfinity.
Top of the order coming up for the Braves after 2 in Cincinnati. An Austin Riley homer, the only run scored by these two clubs. As we continue with Game 2 of the series, the World Champions Trophy Tour presented by Truist, making 151 stops across Braves country this summer. You can celebrate the championship year with photo opportunities with the trophy in Metro Atlanta, including Riverdale, Gainesville, Suwanee, and Alpharetta, July 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. See Braves.com/trophy tour for all the information and trophy stops. Ronald grounded out to start the game for the Braves. He's 0 for 1 and pops this one toward Moustakas, who makes a diving play at the line for out number 1. He had to cover a lot of ground.
And I was going to say, and if he dives and doesn't catch this, good chance it spins and goes all the way, and Ronald might have had a double. Yeah, that ball's going to be fair. Got jammed on the fastball. Saw him get jammed on a couple of fastballs last night. I mean, I think that's the thing again for him. You know, even as you miss 4 or 5 games, you know, we got that obviously late start this year. It's trying to find that rhythm.
Dansby's found his. He's 5 for his last 5 in the series. So 3 more points on his batting average. He's at .303. Matt Olson waits on deck. He bunted into a double play in the first inning. Right off the end of the bat. Swanson's turnaround traced to one simple fact. He's putting the ball in play.
Yep.
Deep breath by Mahle, who turns her loose and misfires high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mahle 3-6, 4.53 ERA. His next strikeout will be number 100 on the season for Cincinnati. And there it is. Dansby is retired for out number 2. Interesting stat with all the great pitchers they've had in this organization. They've only had 13 pitchers strike out 200 or more men in a season. Mahle's one of them.
Well, he humped up on that fastball, Dansby. 96. We've seen him mostly 93, 94. Beat him to the spot.
Shift on for Olson, who takes a strike. Twelve homers, 42 for Matt, and 1 for 6 at the plate here in Cincinnati. He tried to hit that over the bleachers in right. One of the cool features of this ballpark, if you hit a ball out of the ballpark in Ohio and it lands in the river, you hit it into Kentucky. The state of Kentucky owns the Ohio River. As the 0-2 pitch pushes him off the plate. It's 1-2. It is a lovely vista from our vantage point, looking across the waterway to Newport, Kentucky. Covington off to our right.
Got the Licking River right in between it.
And you hear the barges off in the distance, as Olson didn't get that. And Tyler Mahle with a 3-up, 3-down third inning. 4 strikeouts. Braves though lead it 1-0. As we head to the Reds half of the third inning, Adam Duvall has been taken out of the game, so Guillermo will take over for him in left field. If there's a physical problem, we will let you know as soon as the Braves PR staff notifies us. But a base running blunder took the Braves out of a chance to add to a 1-0 lead in the second. Now the Reds are up with their 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Spencer Strider looks good. He's struck out 4 of the first 7 hitters he's seen today.
Yeah, other than the Kyle Farmer, where he kind of lost the strike zone, he was outstanding so far in the first 2 innings.
Don't forget, Adam Duvall was hit on the hand with that pitched ball, so that might be barking too. Hopefully there's nothing awry with Adam's hand here today, as Senzel digs in. 1 for 4 on the day is he, and that's in for a strike. One ball, 1 strike. Fans, get your phones ready. Coming up, you get a chance to scan the Coors Light check-in to chill QR code. That is coming up soon. A strike. It's 1-2. You saw at the bottom of your TV screen the Bally Bar. The Rangers try to help the Braves out, leading the Mets 4-2. Braves are 3.5 games behind New York. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strider has his 5th strikeout already today. You can do this to the Dodgers. With all due respect to everybody else, you can do it against them too, and he's doing it.
Well, right now 101 on that pitch. His arm is loose. It's hot here today, and I mean, he is sitting 99 to 100 since that first pitch of the game. Strider
struck out 11 Washington Nationals on June 15th. He's almost halfway there today with Michael Papierski, the Cincinnati catcher, coming up. It's a real shame that Tyler Stevenson, the Atlanta kid's not able to play in this series. You know, his family likes watching him play the Braves. Broken right thumb, suffered June 9th. Yesterday here in Cincinnati, he took live batting practice, so he's, Jeff, getting closer to a rehab assignment. He's a good-looking player.
Yep.
Look forward to seeing his career progress. Always root for the Atlanta kids, even if they play for our opponents. As that was a close call. Fastest fastball there at 101. And it's an even count. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
See, after that pitch at 100, if he tries to climb the ladder now with that fastball or that slider kind of in, swing over the top.
There's the slider, and Strider has struck out 6 men. Good call, Jeff. 2 away and back to the top of the order, and Jonathan India is coming up. So as promised, Braves fans, here's your chance. Get your phones out, scan this QR code on your screen for a chance to check into Chill. Coors Light's pricing out the ultimate Braves experience by treating you and a guest to a Coors Light decorated hotel room located in the Battery, Atlanta, and tickets to a Braves game. Jonathan India rolled out to start the game for the Reds. And is rung up. Laz Diaz saying anything that's close is getting called. It's hot.
To that defense with RCA, those to me look like they went around a pretty good amount.
As we told you, Strider right on time with his pitch count. 2 outs in the 3rd inning. His next one will be 46. He's 1 pitch away from sending the heart of the Braves order up in the 4th inning. And India fortunate to foul that back. They've had some pretty good second basemen in the history of the Reds franchise, haven't they?
That is correct.
The 0-2. On the ground, right to Dansby. A soft roller and a fast runner retired, and a breeze for Spencer Strider the first time through the Reds lineup. Braves lead 1-0 after 3 in game 2.
This man Austin Riley accounts for that 1 run. A solo shot back in the 2nd, and a fastball up in the zone. Doing what he does best, unleashing it for a solo shot to give the Braves that 1-0 lead. And take a look at our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. 131 feet high, 362 feet.
Well, if 1 homer is a good day, 2 would make it a great day. Let's see what Riley can do as we've reached the 4th inning against the Reds.
Home run got Austin into 20 now.
One ball, 1 strike for the Braves third baseman. Malley back to work. And didn't get that corner call. Third most homers in the National League, tied for 8th most in the majors. Austin Riley. And since May 23rd, he's hit 12 of them. Talk about a guy that puts the barrel on the ball.
Yeah.
Here's your guy. He's way ahead in the count. 3 balls and a strike. Took a good rip, and now the count full. Top 7% of all big leaguers in hard hit percentage, maximum exit velo, barrel percentage, and expected slugging percentage. For those of you analytically inclined, those are all good things. The pitch is high. Riley takes ball 4, and that's how the Braves' 4th starts. Mahle has walked 2 men. He's plunked a man. And the Braves have another threat started here with nobody out in the 4th.
I was going to say, in the 2nd inning, the Braves really let him off the hook. See if they can get a couple guys on here again. And last time up, Marcel hit a liner at over 110 right back at him.
Ozuna's reached base now in 36 of 44 games for Atlanta. His first hit of the series came after the Riley homer. Let's see if he can go 2 for 2 here. Reds give him the whole right side of the infield with Riley at first, and he knuckles that off to the right, and great catch. And from Columbus, Ohio, made that grab. They've come all across the upper Midwest to Cincinnati for the Braves and Reds. This is a very pro Braves crowd. Great town, great weekend, beautiful ballpark, and the world champs leading again in game 2. The pitch. 0-2. Sam Senzel and Almora, the Reds outfield from left to right. Drury, Farmer, India, Moustakas ring the infield. As Ozuna has to dig in, the 0-2 pitch. He's up around the chin and almost hit him in the hand.
Well, he's really trying to run that 2-seamer in. As you see, Marcel's kind of diving at the ball, so he's trying to not let Marcel get extended. You can see making him work. 61 pitches already.
And nobody out. The pitch. Somehow got enough of that to stay alive. Marcell Ozuna has played in this ballpark a lot. As you remember, he was a St. Louis Cardinal. Divisional rivals with the Reds. Five career homers in 26 games for Ozuna here. And the battle continues. Keep making this man pile up pitches. Get a couple here, get into the bullpen. Hands on knees. Austin Riley leads at first. The 1-2 pitch not going in the dirt. Good block from Papierski. And Ozuna's run the count even 2-2. William Contreras, then Guillermo Heredia will follow. Remember, Duvall checked out of the game in the Cincinnati third. Adam was hit by a pitch in the second.
Can't imagine it started to swell up on him if I was guessing.
The 2-2. Full count. So Ozuna's worked back to a 3-2. Short lead at first, runner holds, and the pitch out of play, foul. I would imagine that that's got to be one of the next advances in our sport. As many guys that get hit on the hands, inventing a batter's glove that is flexible but has some sort of, I don't know, built-in armor or Kevlar to take some of that sting away.
Yeah, it's still though when it gets on that. That's one thing that you want though with bat gloves. At the same time, it can't be too, you know, bulky where you can't
stiff.
feel the bat.
Remember Jeff Bagwell got hit on the hand all the time because of his approach. He wore that big puffy cushion
Which was on the
top.
outside part of it.
Right.
Yeah.
If somebody could invent that,
Be in business.
might be able to buy a team someday. 3 balls, 2 strikes for Ozuna. Valley working hard here, and the pitch is driven toward right field. Pretty well hit. Drifting back is Almora at the edge of the track. He's going to have room. Good fight for Marcel, but he comes up 10 feet short. And there's the first out in the Braves' 4th. Every time the ball goes up in this ballpark, you have to hold your breath.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, think about that. That was kind of just a lazy fly ball that went all the way to the warning track. Last time up, Contreras did a good job on the 3-2 pitch of laying off a changeup.
So 1 out, 1 on, 1-0 Braves. As Valley misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Chip Gibson, a lot of credit behind that plate tonight. They're trying to work that outside corner, and he is not giving them that pitch. It's off.
Big gap in left center. If William can smoke one that way, the pitch. Instead, it's off the third baseman's glove into foul ground. Contreras' late break is going to head to second base, and the Braves are in business. Drury got leather on it, couldn't keep it in front, and the Braves have runners second and third with 1 out.
And you can see how hard this infield is. Last night we saw the chopper by Arcia over the shortstop set. This time, ball's kind of bounded in the ground, but it bounced hard. Watch this. Right down the line. Look how fast that got to him, and then skipped right on the line. Pretty good job just to get leather on that ball. And good job by Riley, realizing no one was at third, even though the ball was creeping off. Got to the bag.
So a double for Contreras, and Heredia will stand in. Infield comes in for the Reds with 1 out. You know, Guillermo's itching to do something positively at the plate. And takes a little low, ball 1.
Well, that's where you hope last night. You know, not many at bats for Guillermo this year, but he came in for a defensive replacement. Hit a pretty deep fly ball to left field, but just that at bat, you know, hopefully when he gets thrown in the game today, can give him a little bit of confidence.
Mentioned 7 hits for Heredia on the year, 3 of them homers. The pitch in the dirt. Nice stop. Ball 2. You've got Arcia waiting on deck. Braves have made Molly throw a ton of pitches here in the 4th inning. He's got 1 out. He's down a run. Chase one up and out of the zone. 2 balls and a strike. Mahle is a strikeout pitcher. He's got 101 of those this year in 90+ innings.
That's what he's trying to do, get that high fastball and then throw the changeup off that pitch.
So the count now 2-1. Heredia thought that was up and away. Riley and Contreras lead from third and second. The pitch is cut on and missed. And that is out number 2. Heredia can't make contact, and it's up to Arcia again if the Braves are to cash in this scoring chance in the 4th inning.
At some point, someone here you're hoping can put the ball in play, force the issue. Braves have had runners all over, and you got Strider out there throwing a gem on the other side, but still only a 1-0 ball game.
It's a dangerous game to let any club stick around, and especially in a ballpark as cozy as this one. Arcia, a .318 hitter with runners in scoring position, struck out in the 2nd inning. It was the identical situation as this. With one exception, there was only one out. You mentioned last night the Braves were popping the ball up a lot, trying to lift and elevate it here in Cincinnati. A line drive someplace would work. 1-1 your count against Mike Minor. At one point the Braves had hit the ball in the air, what, 10 times you said?
Yeah, they had some pop-ups last night. Even with that, still were able to push across 9 runs.
Yeah, once he left the game, Cornell, Sessa, and Hoffman had trouble. Mahle, a 1-1 pitch. His 77th of the game. This time Laz Diaz said no swing. And as the afternoon creeps along here, you're starting to see the shadows of the light towers.
So
ground.
You've gotten 2 sliders off the plate now. You got a 2-1 count. To me, this is where Arcia's got to tell himself he might be getting a fastball here, top part of the zone. Get ready for it, and if it's there, get on top of it and drive it somewhere.
There was the fastball, but it was a bad miss. Now again, Jeff, he's way ahead in the count. You've got the rookie Michael Harris waiting on deck. In the so-called old days, this was almost an automatic fastball count. Let's see what Mahle has in mind here. 3-1 pitch. It was a fastball, but it missed badly, and that's the 3rd walk of the game, 2nd of the inning. And Harris is coming up again, this time with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
Well, good news for Michael. Last time you had an opportunity, never faced him before. You saw it. Now hopefully he can take what he learned there, have an approach here. Base hit, scores you a couple.
So while the Reds discuss strategy, we'll step aside for a quick word from Delta.
Delta, proud to be the official airline of the 2021 World Champion Atlanta Braves.
Well, let's see if Michael can liven up a sun-baked crowd in Cincy. He has 17 ribbies, a chance to add to that, and the Braves 1-0 lead. Breaking ball in for a strike. It's 0-1. No real shift for Harris now. Straight up in the outfield too. He's shown line-to-line ability. The next is taken low, and an even count. Like all young players, Michael will swing and miss a time or two, but he does show pretty good plate discipline. pitch. Rifled back toward us. And the Braves are down to their last strike here in the 4th inning. Well, what's Mahle going to try here? He's ahead in the count now.
Got him last time with that fastball up in the zone.
Riley, Contreras, Arcia are the Braves runners with 2 outs. And the number 9 hitter awaits. Good call, Jeff. And Michael took it. 2-2. They would like action on this pitch. Doesn't want to risk a full count. Let's see what Michael does here. 2-2. Right-hander sets. And a good take. Here's that discipline I talked about. You know he's itching to do something big in this spot.
That was a good take. A lot of young guys are going to swing at that pitch. Now full count, runners will be going. It's where you got to tell yourself, see it down, that fastball again. If I had to guess, that's been his pitch all day. At the top of the zone.
So here we go. Bases loaded. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The runners take off. And it's ball 4. The Braves get a bases loaded walk and extend the lead. And now the Reds have to contend with Ronald Acuna Jr. It's 2-0 as Harris picks up his 18th RBI.
Oh, what a job. Wouldn't they be? 2 change-ups back-to-back, 2-2, 3-2, and was able to lay off. And now this is where, boy, you could use a gapper here and really make him pay. He has flirted with danger all day.
3 walks in the inning, a hit in the inning. The Braves have 1 run out of it. They lead 2-0. And Acuna is 0 for 2, and the Braves fans chanting and chopping. Listen to him.
He's really running that fastball in on Ronald.
2 grand slams for a man who began his major league career in this ballpark April 25th, 2018. Hit his first big league homer the next day against Homer Bailey. Didn't chase that one. 1 ball, 1 strike.
If you're Ronald right here, Chip, look out over the plate. Try to drive in that right center stands.
1 ball, 1 strike. With the 36 pitches for Mahle so far in this inning. When the Braves are at their best, they're patient and powerful. They've got the patience part down in this 4th inning. And this one off the knuckles, right to third. Drury's going to throw off stride, and a scoop at first will end the Atlanta inning. 3 walks, 1 of them with the bases loaded, adds to the Atlanta lead. We head to the home 4th. It's 2-0. Braves in front. Spencer Strider has faced the Reds at the Great American Ballpark. It hasn't played very small for him at all. You know why? He struck out 6 Reds in his first 3 innings, Jeff. He looks terrific here in game 2 of the series. And so Spencer Strider staked to a 2-run lead now as our landmark player comparison.
And I think, look, those numbers will tell you all you need to know, Chip, about the 5th starter. But I think what it's done more than anything, too, stabilize the bullpen. For a while, the bullpen every 5th day was coming in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th inning. You know, now you're not having to carry so many innings. He's done a great job.
And so despite 6 strikeouts in his first 3 frames, Strider's pitching with great economy. His pitch count is in very good shape. As he starts his second trip through the Reds order, it'll be Drury, Pham, and Joey Votto. 47 pitches for Spencer. With the first 10 batters faced, one more than the minimum. The only Reds base runner was a walk to Kyle Farmer. And that came in the Reds' second inning. 2-0 Braves have the lead on a bases loaded walk and an Austin Riley home run. And I hope the weather all across Braves country this weekend is terrific. I can imagine the barbecues are cranking up.
As it should be.
The red, white, and blue out.
Sweep here would be nice too.
You bet. We're going to celebrate after the game. Hopefully after a Braves win. Jeff's treating our crew to unlimited Skyline chili. Here in Cincinnati, the pitch is cut on a miss. That's strikeout number 7. Drury's gone down swinging twice. One man down.
Boy, he's got his good fastball today. Look at that. I mean, every single one of them top part of the zone. It just beats him to the spot. Just under it. Nothing you can do about it.
Nothing chilly about Strider's fastball. He's still sitting 99 and 100. As that's out of play by Tommy Pham. Pham swung and missed a slider his first time up. We've got a good feeling crowd in Cincinnati today. And a swing and a miss. That's number 8 for Strider. He's gotten 2 strikeouts in each of the first 4 innings of this game, and he looks to strike out the side here with Joey Votto. I mean, it's just playing catch right now, isn't he?
101, filling up the strike zone.
And now he faces off with future Hall of Famer Joey Votto. Votto 0 for 5 in this series. Braves have a big shift on for him. And he was geared up for the heat. Got the pitch with a wrinkle in it. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And that's the thing. It's almost right now. They're calling a perfect game. Every time someone cheats on a fastball, he's throwing a beautiful slider. And when he gets ahead, he's putting that fastball in the upper part of the quadrant.
Two balls and a strike. Base is empty for the Cincinnati Reds. That's up and away. .101 right there is usually an equalizer. The hitters we've talked to have said that it's not just the 99 or 100. It's the extra gear that that ball seems to find as it gets close to the plate. And now the payoff is lifted into shallow left. Dansby on the run is going to track it down and hold on. That was the Reds' best chance for their first hit in the game, and with the shift on, Dansby was the only hope. And once again, the Braves would-be all-star makes a terrific play to shut down Cincinnati in a 1-2-3 bottom half of the 4th inning. We go to the 5th. Braves still lead it 2-0.
mayhem moment of the game. None other than Joey Votto getting jammed 3-2. Look how far Dansby Swanson had to go. Gloves it. And keeps the no-hitter alive.
Snow coned it a little bit.
Snow coned it. And now, how many times do you see a guy make a good play and he's up to bat? A lot.
You're right. As Mahle goes back to work and delivers a strike. Dansby 1 for 2 in the game. Atlanta's had a bunch of chances to blow this game open. They're happy with a 2-run lead. They made Mahle throw a lot of pitches last inning. They'd like to do the same here in the 5th. This will be Tyler's last frame, and then the Reds will go to the bullpen and cross their fingers. 1-1 pitch is outside. 2 balls and a strike. Got the Cardinals at home on Monday. They've had a special night the last 2 nights. Nolan Arenado hit for the cycle, and today a big first inning, you were telling me, Jeff, in between innings.
He had 4 home runs in the first inning. Back to back to back to back, and now as only besides this park, Citizens Bank, it's 5-5 in the 4th.
We've been there. We
Yep.
understand it. Phillies are 4 games behind the Braves in the East. We took 2 out of 3 up in Philadelphia before coming down to Cincinnati. The pitch is off to our right, and that'll ricochet off the facade of the upper deck down below. And a young fan scampers down and finds the baseball under an unaware fan's seat.
Got to be quicker than that. Head on a swivel.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Matt Olson on deck. First, the pitch to Dansby. He's outside. Did you ever catch foul ball as a kid? Big League Park?
Caught a hockey puck at the Thrashers game one time.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was about it.
No? Man, what an unforgettable moment for a kid, right? You're at a big league game. Come away with a souvenir and get a fan for life. Mahle ready with the payoff pitch. And Dansby off the end of his bat shoots that toward left. Pham battles the sun, can't come up with it. Dansby around first is going to hold on.
Well, put the ball in play, and what does he do? He gets a second single of the day. Take him any way you can get him when you're hot.
Is there a worse feeling?
Nope. No, there's really the only good thing for him is this ball's hit off the end of the bat, one hit hard.
And he's got sunglasses on, so
it doesn't matter sometimes.
Yeah.
When it's right into the teeth of that.
Luckily for Pham, it landed close enough to him to keep Dansby at first.
Hit hard enough.
So here's Olson 0 for 2. And that's up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. A couple of real odd plays for the Braves in the first 2 innings of this game. Matt Olson with a man aboard tried to bunt. They had a huge shift on for him. It was a good idea, just poorly executed. The bunt went right back to the pitcher, who started an inning-ending double play. And then the Adam Duvall base running mistake in the second that was costly. But we lead it 2-0 with Dansby aboard here in the 5th inning. Austin Riley will follow. He's the man that scored both Braves runs today. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's 1-2. It's time for our American Family Insurance Dream Fearlessly feature of the game.
That's had 14 hits in his last 12 games. 11 of those have gone for extra base hits. 406 in his career against Cincinnati.
Little Ted Williams action.
Yeah.
406 the pitch. Knuckle back toward us and over by the Reds TV booth. where Hall of Famer Barry Larkin is working for the Bally Sports Ohio group. Great to chat with Barry yesterday. He's enjoying his life as a TV commentator. Does a great job. And was he a good player?
Hall of Famer.
Fun to watch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Short lead at first for Dansby, and the pitch. Another one back our way.
Oh, one got above us into the top deck.
Great passionate baseball fans here in Ohio, especially in Cincinnati, where they've had some great clubs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that's hit a long way toward left. Pham on the run, shielding his eyes again, and makes a leaping grab up against the netting and wall. That was a heck of a play. And that makes up for the sun ball he lost when Dansby Swanson was up. That was a nice job. 1 on, 1 out.
Yeah, he's saying, see, when I can see, I can make plays.
Funny how that works, huh?
What a great play. He had to go pretty good ways for this thing. Climb the wall right by the fan. Fan did a great job of not trying to. Look at that. Oh, he snow coned it too.
Rule of thumb, if a fielder goes into the stands, it's fair game. You can go for the foul ball. If it's on the field of play, got to stay away. And that fan did, and that helped Tommy Pham record out number 1. Here's Riley, a homer, walk, and 2 runs today. So I would imagine Tyler Mahle will work carefully here.
Got to be getting close to the end of his day.
Swing and a fly ball hit high in the air toward left center field. That ball carrying to the warning track, and Senzel makes the grab right in front of the Reds bullpen. Riley just missed. Back to first is Dansby with 2 men out.
And right off the end of the bat, and you can still see how far that ball carried. So Austin Riley put his head down, knew it. That Senzel had to go a long way still.
And he let everybody know that he had that one tracked down. So runner at first, 2 outs. Marcell Ozuna is the hitter. Marcell is 1 for 2. That single was a missile right up the middle, and that's how Jonathan India plays him at second base, almost right behind the bag. And a hard slider in for a strike. Jeff, you're right. There is action beginning in the Cincinnati bullpen. Art Warren is getting loose in case there's any further trouble here. Warren's been hit hard, as you saw. No balls and a strike. 105 pitches for Mahle. He's had traffic everywhere today. He must be related to Harry Houdini, because he's really been fortunate to be down just 2.
100%.
37 pitches last inning and allowed just 1 run. But 2's been enough for Spencer Strider, who's the Braves starter. Strider has struck out 8 men in his first 4 innings.
Now you feel a lot more comfortable if it was 4 or 5 in this part.
Tons of room in left center. The pitch downstairs. It's 2 balls and a strike. Adam Duvall left after being hit by a pitch on his left hand. That's the only update we've gotten to this point. So Ozuna, Contreras, Guillermo Heredia in the hole for Atlanta's offense with 2 outs in the top of this 5th. Like Mike Minor last night, Tyler Mahle doing a pretty good job of trying to keep the Reds in this game. The 2-1 is chopped foul at third. It's 2-2.
Yeah, for the Reds, they just, between Max Fried and Strider so far, have been too much.
And tomorrow, Charlie Morton and Luis Castillo, a matchup of veteran right-hand aces. First pitch 1:40 Eastern Time. Braves live at 1 o'clock. Don't forget the coffee, Jeff. It's an early start for us as we wrap up the road trip. The 2-2 runner goes. Pitch is high. The throw to second is not in time. Dansby Swanson has his 12th stolen base. So a hit means a run. Swanson moves up 90 feet.
Good job getting that foot in. It's a pretty good throw.
From the knees. So Ozuna with a full count, 2 outs. Mahle to the belt. And here it is. Fly ball right center. Senzel says he's got it, and he does, and Mahle works around a leadoff hit. 2-0. Atlanta leads game 2, and here's a special look at the terminal list starring Chris Pratt, now streaming on Prime Video. Is on a great roll. He has not allowed a hit to the Reds. 1.5 times through the order. He has struck out 8 men, and he will face Farmer, Moustakas, and Almora in the Cincinnati 5th. Farmer, the only Red to reach base today. That was a base on balls with 1 out in inning number 2. Braves lead by 2 after 4.5 innings. And he is just relentless, Jeff. As you said, 2 pitches, but they're both plus pitches, and they're both on today.
He's filling up the strike zone. So for these Reds hitters right now, they got to try to be aggressive, but they're still getting behind.
And we talked about that last night. When you're around the plate and you don't want to get to strike 2, if you swing early in the count and make outs, that just makes things easier for the starting pitcher.
Pitch count down.
What you don't want is a leadoff walk here to start the inning. Strider behind in the count, 2 balls and a strike. Ow! Farmer got smoked. And he's down in a heap in the right-hand batter's box. Where did that get him? 100 miles an hour. It looked like it was off the hand. And now as he makes his way down the first base line, he starts to feel the heartbeat in that left wrist.
Oh.
So Duvall had to leave the game after he got plunked on the hand in the 2nd inning. Now Farmer flexing, and he's not going to be able to continue. He'll go get x-rayed, and that hit him flush, as we said, at 100 miles an hour. He doesn't want to shake it off. He doesn't want to look at it, but his reaction says all you need to know.
That's right on that kind of.
Now David Bell has been arguing while we show that replay. He's out talking with Tripp Gibson about something and just got ejected from this game. Laz Diaz trying to keep David Bell away from Tripp Gibson. And now he heads to the Cincinnati dugout. Well, nope, he takes another turn. The only thing I can think Bell would be complaining about here is he wants a warning issue. That's the only thing I can think. But Strider's had great command. He just it's one bad miss.
The only thing I kept seeing him point to the outside corner. My only guess is maybe he's saying you're giving him that outside corner. My hitters are diving, and that's why. At the end of it, it's just a lot of frustration too. I mean, David Bell, you've known him a long time too. This has been a tough year.
And they might have lost Farmer after he was hit by a pitch. Mark Reynolds checks in. And now we'll see what effect, if any, this long delay has on Spencer Strider, Jeff, who's in a great rhythm.
Got to give it to David Bell, though. That was a pretty good show right there. He got his money's worth.
I miss those.
I do too.
As Mike Moustakas is the hitter. You know who appreciated that? That's Bobby Cox. You know he's watching the game back in Atlanta.
He went back 2 or 3 times for him.
But he got his money's worth, that's for sure. As he's been ejected from the game. Moustakas now 2 balls, no strikes. He represents the tying run. And that one golfed and foul. So I guess you're right. Either he wants a warning, which is unlikely because Strider was around the plate the whole day.
Bell's been around too long. I don't think that's a warning. Look, Duvall got smoked in the second inning. I think it was more the strike zone because I heard Tripp Gibson look and say something. You can't argue balls and strikes. I'm a lip reader.
I've heard that about you. Your many talents. That's cut on a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And what Bell might be saying is, look, Tyler Mahle walked 4 guys in 4 innings. And Spencer Strider maybe not getting, in his opinion, the same strike zone.
That's what I'm saying. And that's why you saw the quick toss. If you argue balls and strikes, you're gone immediately. No questions asked.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Reynolds at first. The pitch is lifted out of play, foul.
Because at first I thought what you thought, Chip, like, does he want warnings? But David Bell's been around too long, and there's been none of that in this game. It's a ball that got away. Same thing with Tyler Mahle on the one to Adam Duvall.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I was thinking that was there have been 6 hit batters in this series.
But if you think yesterday, they were all off speed.
Grazing blows.
That's what I'm saying. Today you've had the 2 big heaters.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes from Spencer. And Moustakas flails at that. He strikes out for the second time. That's number 9 for the Braves rookie right-hander. 1 on, 1 out.
Give Spencer a lot of credit here. 2 balls nowhere close after all that emotion, and he was able to get it back together here. Get 2 strikes and then get a swing and a miss on a slider in the dirt.
Almora flied out to center to end the Cincinnati second. Double play ball would be nice. With a short lead at first by Reynolds. And in the dirt. And Contreras can't find it. The ball rebounded and headed out to the third base line and stuck right on the chalk. And Spencer Strider was the only one who saw it. A wild pitch chases Reynolds to second base.
That ball was right on the chalk.
I couldn't find it. I was looking too. Watch this. It bounces off the white uniform pants in the shadow and then dies on the chalk, and heads up play by Strider to chase it down.
Yeah, Almora was blocking Contreras from seeing where that ball was going, and then it was on the chalk.
So this is the first time the Reds have had a runner at second base in the game. It's Mark Reynolds. Braves lead 2-0. Cincinnati hitless so far in the game through 4 1/3. And that'll bounce out to Heredia in left. 1 ball, 1 strike for Albert Almora. As you mentioned, the frustration for the Reds. It's been a tough go for them. They've lost 9 straight games at home. They're 24 games under 500. Which is the low water point for them in 2022. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is one of those games that starting pitchers dream about having. They've gone to the mound wondering what their stuff would be like, and for Strider, he's had all 3 pitches when he's needed them. And he's back even with Almora. 2 balls, 2 strikes. People have asked me about a comp for Spencer. I tell them right-handed Billy Wagner. Same kind of build, same kind of arsenal, with one exception. He's got the changeup.
Well, and he's coming at you for 6 innings instead of 1 inning.
But I'm just saying raw stuff, right?
Yeah, there's not many comps, I'll tell you that.
The 2-2. And he runs it full for Almora with 1 out. Strider went 6 innings against the Dodgers, 5 hits, no runs. He struck out 7 through 95 pitches. Like to get him through the 5th and 6th today if you can. As Almora waits another 3-2. And he pulled a string. Wow. That's almost unfair. Strikeout number 10.
Well, he gets so geared up for the fastball. 3-2. Got to get to it. And then he just throws a perfect slider. And that's the thing that I've talked to Rick Kranitz before about Spencer. He's like, I've tried to tell him with the slider, you don't have to have a nasty slider. It's just got to be like that 86, 87, keep it down in the zone, and you're going to get tons of swing and misses.
And he can change speeds with that slider. He can make it 2 pitches out of 1. And did so there as the shadows creep toward the batter's box in the Cincinnati 5th. Here's Nick Senzel. Strider 1 strikeout away from his all-time high. And he blows that one right on by. It's 0-1. An eventful inning. David Bell ejected for the 2nd time this year, 18 times in 4 years. Bobby, he's gaining on you.
Yeah.
No balls and a strike. And the play foul. That's headed for the press box. No balls, 2 strikes. Runner at second. Reds do not have a hit yet. 2 base runners, a walk and a hit batsman. As Strider readies, into the shadows he goes, and a good take by Senzel. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
It's funny how this stadium's set up. A lot of stadiums, those shadows, Chip, usually work themselves in about 4:30. This one, I mean, it's almost 6 now, and we're finally seeing the shadows come out.
Big lead at second for Reynolds. And that was close. This is what makes throwing this hard so dangerous for a hitter. As you've said so many times, trying to pick up spin.
And this is where, watch this. See how he's diving too a little bit? He's getting up on that plate because he's trying to protect that off speed. Now Spencer can dial a pretty good slider low and away right here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Nick heard it. I know he didn't see it. And the 2-2 pitch is lined into center. Harris coming on. He can't get there. And a run is in. That breaks up the no-hitter. It spoils the shutout. And Senzel answers the buzz ball with a soft single to make it a 1-run game.
Got weak contact. Harris got a pretty good jump.
So Senzel fired up. That was not an easy at bat. And he picks up the Reds' first RBI. His second hit of the series, and Reynolds comes across to make it a 1-run game. Now Michael Papierski, the catcher and 9th place hitter. This one on the ground into the shift. And the peg to first is in time, and that will retire the side. The Reds cash in a hit batsman. David Bell ejected, an eventful 5th as the Braves lead trimmed to 1.
Your local Ford dealer. Delta Airlines. Keep climbing. And by Truist. When you start with care, you get a different kind of bank.
That's one way to cool off on a hot summer day in Cincinnati. Braves lead now 2-1 after 5 complete at the Great American Ballpark. Fans, you can represent your alma mater this year at Truist Park with the College Nights ticket packages. You'll get a Braves co-branded stadium seat and a Braves ticket. Jeff, the College Nights include whom? That's right. The Gators on July 24th, Georgia Southern on July 31st, and
the Yellow Jackets
on August the 2nd. Get your tickets today at Braves.com/College Nights. So Malley is out of the game after 5 innings. He walked 4. He hit a batter, gave up a home run, and he turns things over to Art Warren, part of this Cincinnati relief corps that has been battered and bruised in the season's first 3 months.
And he's leading the Reds in appearances out of the bullpen. As you see Matt Reynolds there at shortstop replacing Farmer. This is where the Reds have had trouble keeping games close at this part.
So Art Warren versus William Contreras. And he starts him with a strike. None of the Braves hitters in this lineup have a hit against Art Warren. Very limited duty, as it's now a 1-run game. Here in the middle of 3, the pitch. He's on the ground, sharply hit to India at second, and he whips that ball quickly over to first for out number 1. So Contreras' perfect day comes to a close. 1 up, 1 down. Here's Guillermo Heredia. He replaced Adam Duvall, who was hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning and came out immediately. Heredia struck out with a couple of runners aboard in the Braves' 4th. A bases loaded walk at the moment is the difference in this game, which is led by the Braves 2-1. Art Warren is a local kid. Played for the University of Cincinnati. Wasn't Kevin Youkilis a Cincinnati Bearcat too?
He was.
And the reason I bring that up, he's the first Bearcat to appear for the Reds since 1989 when Skeeter Barnes played here. More on the Bearcats and Reds after this pitch, which is fouled at the plate. As great a franchise as the Reds have been, you'd think more kids would be drafted and developed from this area, kind of like the Braves have prospered in the state of Georgia. So Bearcat in 2012 and 13, Ashland University in 2015 for big right-hander Art Warren. And Heredia takes high, 3 balls and a strike. One thing this Reds bullpen does is they will walk you if you let them. Most walks of any National League bullpen this year. And in the major leagues, highest ERA, highest opponent's batting average. They try to keep it 2-1. Full count pitch for Guillermo, who's got an open stance at the moment. Shadows creeping across the plate. And he drives this one high in the air toward left center. Senzel on the run. That ball's going to carry out shy of the track. And Warren has the second out in the Braves' 6th. And Orlando Arcia is your hitter. And oh man, hope the Braves don't regret that second inning and 4th inning chance when they scored but 2 runs. Bases loaded after the home run, nobody out. Base running mistake and 2 strikeouts took him out of that frame. And then Acuna with the bases loaded in the 4th and 2 outs, grounded out. But the way Strider's going, 1-run lead might be enough.
Yeah, and you got to figure Strider probably hoping to get 1 more inning and then turn it over to the bullpen. But you do at some point, got what, 10 outs left. You'd love to tack on a couple runs in this part.
Which is how the Braves won last night. The 7th, 8th, and 9th innings were extremely profitable. That was a close game too. It was 2-1 yesterday until Atlanta got the right combo of Reds relievers into the game. And when the Braves have been at their best, that's what they do. They score a lot of runs on opposing relievers. Braves have the 4th best OPS against opposing bullpens. Only the Yankees, Cardinals, and Phillies have done better work against opposing relief corps than this Braves offense. Popped up. India drifts back. He's a former Florida Gator. The sunshine shouldn't bother him. It doesn't. And Art Warren has a much needed 1-2-3 6th. Top of the Reds order coming up. We got a 1-run game. Unmistakable mustache of Mr. Red. Got stashes all over the place here in Cincinnati. That's because Spencer Strider is pitching. He does look like Mr. Red, doesn't he? What do you think?
Closest we got.
Yeah. Well, the stash has not been trashed today for Spencer. He's rolling. He's got a 1-run lead. He has struck out 10 Cincinnati Reds through 5 innings. And he goes to work in the 6th inning, protecting a 1-run lead. Again, 11 strikeouts for Strider, June 15th, his big league high. Last month, 35 strikeouts in 25 innings. July off to a rip-roaring start for him in the punch-out category.
It's crazy to think he's struck out 2 every inning so far in this ball game.
Jonathan India has not struck out in the game. He's hit the ball on the ground twice. And now it's ball 3. We talk about the hitters having trouble seeing the ball. Sometimes it's true for the catchers as well. As Contreras a nice stop. And that forces a 3-1 count. There's only one rookie pitcher in the National League that entered this game with more strikeouts than Spencer Strider. That's Hunter Green, the flame-throwing right-handed starter for the Reds, who has 93 of them. Spencer now 4 behind him, and far fewer innings. And now he's 3 behind him as he's matched his career high. That's number 11. He gets India for the first time. It's just amazing. They know it's coming and they can't do much with it.
Crazy. Look at the run on that pitch. 99. Watch where it starts. Starts out over the middle, ends up and in. There's just nothing you can do with that pitch. It's tough to even foul it off.
Brandon Drury has swung and missed twice, as has Tommy Pham. That's the duo next. And a swing and a miss. And the cat and mouse game is so fun when you watch big strikeout guys with more than one pitch work. Hitter goes up thinking fastball, they get the slider. Or they go up looking slider and they're late on the fastball. As you said, he and Contreras have really had an excellent game plan. Only one Cincinnati hit. Wasn't hit hard, but it was hit in a perfect spot, and that cost Strider the lone run the Reds have on the board. 1 run on 1 hit.
Love to hold him here and put some runs on after how he pitched Sunday. Ended up factoring in getting a no decision in that ball game where he pitched great against the Dodgers.
One ball, 1 strike. Contreras and Strider can't get together. That's twice in a row now that Spencer Strider has wind up and has had to step off. Don't disrupt this kid's rhythm. Not the way he's working. And now we're ready. The 1-1. Broken bat, little pop, and Arcia is going to backpedal for that one. 2 outs. So Drury able to put the ball in play at last, but he's still 0 for 3, and now Tommy Pham is coming up. Pham has swung and missed twice before he stands in again. Here's a quick message from Zaxby's.
It's the new Signature Club with bacon and cheese, remixed by Zaxby's.
On the ground, Arcia flags it down, throws across his body, and Olson scooped it up. What a play by Orlando Arcia. He took away a hit from Tommy Pham. And that keeps the Braves in front. 2-1 is your score. Terrific Atlanta defense on this Gold Glove caliber infield. Arcia gave ground, throws the strike, and Olson the scoop, and we head to the 7th. See the Cardinals on Monday.
Wonder how many times Nick had to practice the back-to-back-to-back-to-back.
Well, he's a big Chris Berman fan. Probably had that in his back pocket. Boy, was Spencer Strider great today.
Outstanding. 11 strikeouts, 1 hit, 1 run.
So Strider will be taken down after 6 innings. He's got the lead. And now the Braves try to add on in the 7th with Harris, Acuna, and Swanson coming up. Art Warren back out for his 2nd inning. He got the Braves in order 1, 2, 3 in the 6th.
Same score going to the 7th last night, and this is where it all turned.
On the ground, India to his right. And a bullet to first retires Harris, who's 0 for 2, but does have an RBI. That bases loaded walk in the 4th inning. The difference in the game. Warren's gotten the ball on the ground twice, 1 away, and Ronald's the hitter. When we get to the Reds 7th, Joey Votto, Mark Reynolds, and Mike Moustakas are scheduled. AJ Minter is warming up to face the middle of the Cincinnati order. And hopefully before we send you to the stretch, we'll pick up a couple more runs here. Ronald 0 for 3 as he takes a strike. The stretch presented by Georgia Natural Gas. Nick and Peter Moylan standing by. An award-winning day for Michael Harris, his first big league month. He's the National League's Rookie of the Month. They'll break down his first 30-plus games in the show. And he put on a show for the Braves. Really helped turn things around for Atlanta, which went 21 and was it 21-6? 21-6. I got that one confused with the 29-game stretch where they went 21-8 against the sub-500 teams. Needless to say, it's been a fun 5 weeks. And a fun one today with the Braves in front. 3 balls and a strike now for Ronald, with hot-hitting Dansby Swanson on deck. Dansby 6 for his last 7 in this series. They give Acuna the whole right side of the infield if he wants to settle for a single. Instead, he'll take ball 4. So there's a promising start. Here comes Swanson with 2 more hits in game 2. Let's see if the Braves with a 1-run lead think about putting Acuna in play here with the stolen base try. We've got a man that's making a lot of contact right now, so much so that he earns our Texas Pete Who's Hot feature.
They scored 28 runs in the last 35 games, 51 hits in those 35 games, which is the most in MLB. Let's get Dansby with the All-Star game. Go to Braves.com/vote. Get him started.
We've seen Dansby have hot stretches. Jeff, do you remember an extended stretch this long for him?
No, I told you, I think, and even talking to him, I think he really feels in a comfortable place where he has stayed up the middle. He's trusts himself. You know, is he going to hit 366 every month? No, but I think a perfect example is for Philly, and he comes right in here last night and today and 6 hits.
Warren comes set. Acuna chased back. I love the story written on Dansby in the Athletic about a week ago or so, and it talked a lot about how Dansby went back and looked at video of himself, and it almost physically made him ill.
Yeah.
Because it was in no way recognizable to the approach and things he'd worked on this offseason. But after the blur of a shortened spring training, after the blur of the opening week and a half of the season, went back to Atlanta, changed the approach, and while it took a little longer than he would have hoped to stick, well, the results right now show that hard work's paying off. Short lead by Acuna. He's going, and Dansby shoots it into center field, a base hit, and Ronald's going to head to third. Senzel's throw is going to be close, but Ronald's in safely. Acuna in play. Dansby 3 more hits today, and the Braves are in business, first and third with 1 out.
Yeah, perfect. There you go. Another example, Chip. Where did this ball go? Right back up the middle.
I don't know if that's a hit and run or not, but with a guy making as much contact as Dansby, why not take a chance?
You get that. Yep. Go for it.
So now the Reds have some thinking to do here. Matt Olson is coming up, and Cincinnati is going to go to its bullpen. Matt Olson, a left-hand hitter, is up. The Braves have runners first and third, trying to cash in a leadoff walk and a Dansby Swanson single in a 1-run game.
Mark Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, and by Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say Dansby Swanson's in the swing of things here in Cincinnati. 4 hits last night, 3 hits today. A base hit chases Ronald Acuna Jr. over to third base, and now Raver Sanmartin, who's found a home in the bullpen after really struggling as a starter for the Reds. He's trying to keep the Braves off the board and preserve a 2-1 game.
Yeah, and you're going to bring him in to face Matt Olson, the lefty on lefty. Problem is, Matt Olson hits lefties almost as good as righties, leading the team in RBIs off left-handed pitching.
20 at last count for Olson against Southpaws. So let's see what Olson can do here. San Martin, good changeup. First batter faced has retired that man 4 times in 7 trips. The Reds give Olson the whole left side of the infield. If he just punches a ball past the mound, it'll score a run. But easier said than done, as that's in for a strike. Matt saw this man earlier this year and is 1 for 2 against him. First and third, 1 out. Little chopper might be tough to turn to. It'll be a ground out for an RBI. Olson puts it in play. Exactly what the Braves needed. They get the run. They cash in the walk. It's 3-1 Atlanta.
Yeah, look, you'd have loved to have done more, but at the same time, getting that 1 run back to give yourself a 2-run lead again in this park is huge. Good hustle by Dansby, going right off the bat. No chance for India to go to second.
So Austin Riley will hit. Again, the rules are you have to face 3 batters unless you end the inning. And San Martin now has to face Riley and sprays that off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Riley, a .291 hitter, 6 homers, 12 RBIs against lefties. The Reds know that. Look how carefully they're pitching Austin with the Braves up a run. A 1-out walk, a single, and a slow ground ball brings home Acuna. And with 9 outs to get, the Braves lead by a pair. Looking for more here with 2 outs, the 2-0 pitch. Line drive into left field. That's a base hit. Dansby broke back to the bag, but that splits the gap. He's going to score. Riley with another 2-out RBI against a lefty, and the Braves are doing it again against an opposing bullpen. 2 runs across in the 7th. That makes it 4-1, and Braves country's loving that in Ohio.
What a great job. Got a hitter's count. Didn't try to do too much with this pitch, Chip. Probably the only thing we've seen Dansby do wrong all week is forgot how many outs there was on this pitch right here. But with his speed, not a problem. The Braves tack on another one, and again, we talked about it yesterday. It's where the Braves scored 3 in the top of the 7th and broke it open.
Now Ozuna, the hitter, and outside. The Braves have out-hit the Reds 7-1. They lead in the run column 4-1. The Rangers are beating the Mets 6-3 in New York today. If those scores hold, the Braves will be 2.5 games out of first. If you told many people around baseball if that was even a possibility approaching the 4th of July with Atlanta 10.5 games back, not many would have believed it possible. These guys did. Braves country did. As San Martin delivers a strike, it's 2-1. Last time the Braves were as close as 2.5 games back was after play on April 17th.
10 days in the season.
Yep. 2 balls and a strike. The pitch on the ground. That is a foul ball. One must say that the Mets will be getting some reinforcements back, and it's not good news for the Reds. The struggling Cincinnati Reds will run into the Mets this coming week, and Max Scherzer is going to make his season debut on Tuesday night against Cincinnati.
No, not his season debut.
His return. I beg your pardon. Yeah, thank you, Jeff.
DeGrom is the one they're waiting on for the season debut.
Thank you. You're right.
Man, I like correcting you every once in a while. Majority of the time, it's the other way around.
It happens more than I like to admit. Pitch to Ozuna. The lefty delivers, and he hits this one a mile high to center. Senzel going back, but he's going to have room to make this catch, and that will retire the side. The Braves take advantage of a one-out walk. They score 2 in the 7th, and we send you to the stretch. Nick Green and Peter Moylan with a 4-1 lead. I don't know how many teams in Major League Baseball have a 5th starter that can throw 100 miles an hour and throw a ton of strikes. The Braves are fortunate to have Spencer Strider, who did that in 6 innings. 1 run, 1 hit, and 11 punch-outs.
You ain't lying. Such a weapon for this Braves pitching staff that's already got a lot of great pitchers in it. He just adds to the mix. And then, of course, when you can turn it over to guys like A.J. Minter, it makes you feel even more comfortable.
And Minter on for the left-handed bats coming up for the Reds, starting with Joey Votto. Votto is 0 for 2 and is hitless so far in this series. Strike 1. Mark Warren gave up 2 runs in an inning and a third. Tyler Mahle 2 runs in 5 innings. Strider a career high tying 11 punch outs in 6 innings. And is in line for his 4th win. The Braves trying to win a series in Cincinnati. Believe it or not, we've talked about how great a place this is to play and what a friendly place it is for the hitters. The Braves have had some trouble winning games here, winning series here too against the Reds. So a chance to change that. The 0-2. And Votto fortunate to foul that off. Nothing in 2 for Votto. The pitch. And Minter bringing it up there at 98 miles an hour. Braves are 28 and 39 all time at the Great American Ballpark. Doesn't seem possible with all the good play Atlanta's put together the last couple years. As Votto just did stay alive, that pitch beat him. And it's still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Did he go? Yes, he did. A check swing strikeout of Joey Votto, who's 0 for 7 in the series. 12 Reds have struck out in 6 1/3 innings here in Game 2.
Hey, you know what set this whole thing up, Chip, was that fastball he threw in to back him off the plate. Got him thinking a little bit, and then went with that slider cutter outside. Got a check swing.
Matt Reynolds, the hitter. He replaced Kyle Farmer, who was hit by a pitch in the 5th inning, 101 miles an hour off the left hand. No update on him or Adam Duvall, who was also hit accidentally for the Braves. Hope neither man suffered serious injury. Reynolds has been ice cold as that one's lined to right. Acuna handles that. Reynolds, tough break, is 1 for his last 21 now. 2 outs.
That's what happens. You face a guy like Minter, tough, and you actually put a good swing on it, but right at Ronald. He didn't even have to move there in right field.
So Moustakas is the batter. Moustakas struck out twice. No shame in that. Strider did that to a lot of these Reds hitters, 11 of them in 6 innings. And off the plate, 1 ball, no strikes. You mentioned Mike. You played with him in Kansas City. Signed a big contract with the Reds. Just hasn't been able to stay healthy consistently
He's
here.
Been on the field, then he goes down for a couple weeks, and it's hard to get a rhythm. I mean, I mentioned to you that even with Ronald, you know, for him this year, we've seen him start to get going a little bit, and then he'll have a little injury here for 2-3 days, and just that little bit can totally disrupt a hitter. Your timing.
Outside, 2 balls and a strike. And obviously, with the contract he signed here, the expectations were sky high from Moustakas and the Reds. And he's another man that many wonder, will he be here after the trading deadline in Cincinnati? That clock's ticking for all the contending teams. As this one's popped up into shallow right, Arcia twisting and turning. And now he settles under it, and A.J. Minter breezes through the Cincinnati 7th. 1-2-3 and out. We're off to the 8th inning. It's 4-1 Braves. Game 2 here in Cincinnati. The MLB Ballpark app will complete your next visit to Truist Park. Buy managed game tickets, unlock offers, access exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. Chip and Jeff with you from the Great American Ballpark. New reliever for the Reds, right-hander Dauri Moreta.
That's 6 appearances in June with a 2.84.
He was the Reds minor league pitcher of the year last year. He toes the extreme first base side of the rubber as Contreras faces him first. Interestingly, if the Reds are going to get back into things and complete this rebuild, one advantage they have, just checking out Cott's baseball contracts before the game, they have just $45 million on the books salary wise for their team next year. That doesn't count their arbitration eligible players. So for a team with some limited resources, if they can move some of their higher priced players and reload and then dabble into free agency and get some younger players, they could turn things around, I would think, Jeff, relatively quickly here.
As you said, I don't think a lot of people were happy that they gutted a lot of the team after last year going 83 and 79.
But Tucker Barnhart, Jesse Winker, Eugenio Suarez are all gone. Many think Molly and Luis Castillo will follow. Who knows about Moustakas and Votto? That's the cycle of professional sports, right? If you don't win the whole thing and you've got to compete in a division with free spending clubs or clubs that have had a nice run and have a young core like the Brewers or the Cubs or the Cardinals, you got to start over. And it looks like that's what the Reds are trying to do here, as they're on pace to lose 107 games. It's almost unthinkable in this town that a Reds team would not just lose 100 but more. But as Bill Parcells said, your record is what it says it is. As there's a swing and a miss. Contreras is out number 1. That's how the Atlanta 8th starts. As William 1 for 3 in the game with a walk. Here's Heredia. He's 0 for 2 after coming in for Adam Duvall. $26,755 fans are in attendance today. They saw a magical performance from Spencer Strider today with 11 strikeouts over 6 one-hit innings. And that's low for Heredia. 1 ball, no strikes. Reds will have the bottom of their order coming up in the 8th inning. Jesse Chavez is getting loose for the Braves. Looks like he'll follow. A.J. Minter, who worked a 1-2-3 7th.
Hey, Ray, but that's what happens when the pen's been thrown the way they have. You can match. Brought Minter in the 7th with those lefties. Now you get Chavez for the bottom part of the lineup. It's out pretty good.
It's a deep bullpen. It's a veteran bullpen. It is a pen you can match up with. And multitude of options to close. As that ball is scorched towards center, Senzel into the shadows, makes the grab shy of the track. 2 outs.
Before we get to Arcia, let's take a quick message from Landmark.
Take me out to the Giants. Take me out for a car. The Giant selection is something to see.
Orlando 0 for 2, but he made a nice defensive play at second to thwart a Reds rally earlier. As we battle on in these early days of July, hope Ozzie Albies is doing better. Coming back from that fractured foot. Ozzie, we all miss you. Kenley Jansen too. He's recovering with the irregular heartbeat. Hearing good things about Eddie Rosario at Gwinnett as he continues his rehab, looking like he's progressing right on time. And the same for Tyler Matzik.
Yep.
Had good velocity in his first rehab start with Gwinnett. Obviously, those are all big pieces to the 2022 Braves puzzle. Can't wait to see him back. And hopefully they'll be at the ballpark with you on Monday night. That's high. 3-0 the count. Moreta is ready and delivers, and that missed inside. That's ball 4. Arcia walks for the second time. And as we told you, if you let them, the Reds will walk you. This is a bullpen that does not throw a ton of strikes, and the ones they do throw usually end up getting hit very hard or over the fence. That is a bad combination. Here's Michael. Bases loaded walk for him. Put the Braves up 2-0. He struck out and grounded out in his other trips to the plate.
Yeah, what an at-bat that was. 2-2. 2 changeups in a row he took.
And in for a strike. One of the great things about the advance in analytics in baseball is you can quantify defensive contributions, right? Instead of just the eye test, you can see sprint speed. You can look analytically and coldly and calculatingly at a man's impact with a baseball glove in his hand. And it's not just what Michael has done individually, Jeff. I think you would agree. The Braves outfield defense, which in the first 6-7 weeks of the season was at times a liability, is now one of its great strengths.
Yeah, for a team that has had such great defense for 4 or 5 years, that was a tough part. The outfield defense was not what we're accustomed to seeing here, and they fixed that by getting Harris up here in center field.
Something I'm going to talk with Eric Young tomorrow about. Hope you'll enjoy that conversation on Braves Live. There's athleticism, there's instinct, and then there's the education for a young player, right? I think Michael's got the instincts and the athleticism, and the learning curve for him has been so steep but quickly absorbed. It's a joy to see.
Yep.
He does not look overmatched at all at this level. As this one is squibbed out towards second, and the step on the bag will retire the side. So lower third coming up for the Reds. It's a 4-1 Braves game. In Cincinnati, Ohio, Braves are proud to host Alumni Weekend July 29th through the 31st when the Arizona Diamondbacks come to town. The big weekend includes the Alumni Parade through the Battery on Friday the 29th, the Home Run Derby competition. Jeff's been doing his push-ups and getting ready for that. We'll have the Braves Hall of Fame induction ceremony and alumni autographs on Saturday the 30th. And not to mention a live broadcast of Behind the Braves podcast on Sunday the 31st. All the details are online. Go to Braves.com/alumni weekend. The better Jesse Chavez pitches, the bigger the situations. 16 strikeouts in 12 1/3 innings will work.
Yeah, him and Colin McHugh have both been on a nice run. Kind of in between Mentor and Smith, putting in those righties.
Paints a corner to Albert Almora Jr. It's 1 ball 1 strike. Of course, last year the Braves made such a splash at the trade deadline. Almost all those acquisitions turned out to be the perfect fits for Alex Anthopoulos and the Braves. But not every deal is a blockbuster that can turn your year around. How about the acquisition of Jesse Chavez from the Cubs? He struggled in the cold weather early in the season with a rebuilding Cubs team. Braves traded Sean Newcomb for Jesse Chavez, and the numbers are self-evident as he's back in Atlanta with the world champs.
Ball just bounced off the thing to left field. Heredia pointing at the bat boy. Go get it.
And look, as Guillermo stands in left,
he's turning sideways with that sun to try to see the ball right when it's pitched.
1-2 pitch from Chavez is cut on and missed. Almora waves and misses. 13 Reds have struck out in game 2. There's the first out in the bottom of the 8th.
Another beautiful pitch.
We'll head home after the game tomorrow afternoon. We'll get to see Jesse Chavez's great looking fedora. It's got a wood brim. Never seen a fedora with that kind of facial covering. As Nick Senzel lost his helmet, tried to launch that ball out. He's got the lone Reds RBI today. Be kind of cool to do our open with hats like Jesse's, don't you think?
Can't pull the fedora off.
No?
No.
Well, all the more reason to have it. 1 ball 1 strike.
That's a good point.
Ian Anderson wears a hat on the road from time to time. Ryan Snitker's worn one. EY will occasionally put the headgear on. Guys look sharp on the road. And are looking sharp on this road trip. Leading 4-1. Popped up back toward the Reds press box. It's 2-2 for Nick Senzel. Chavez with a full count. Don't want to give these guys any more help. That's back to the netting foul. It's still 3-2.
Yeah, definitely don't want to give these guys anything to get excited about over there. It's been a dominant pitching performance today so far.
And he comes back to get Senzel. Back-to-back strikeouts for Jesse Chavez. One moment it's there, the next it disappears.
Yeah, and Jesse missed his spot and got away with it. You see him kind of tap himself on the head. He's trying to go into him. That ball ran off the plate. Still got the result you wanted.
And Jesse doesn't need a pitch clock. He is ready to go. Downstairs, 1 ball,
yes,
no strikes. Michael Papierski is the Cincinnati catcher. He's 0 for 2 today, 0 for 5 so far in the series. Bell tie inside corner evens it up. And we hope our colleague Kelly Kroll's feeling better today. Kelly was not feeling well before the game today, so she will take the rest of this series off. Hopefully be ready to go when we get back to Atlanta for the 4th of July festivities.
Yeah, hopefully she's enjoying the win so far today.
Low and in, 3 balls and a strike. Walk this guy with Jonathan India coming up. But it's downstairs and a 2-out walk. So that makes things a little more interesting for the Reds. Only their 4th base runner in the game, and we're in the 8th inning. And here's India, who's 1 for 7 in the set, went 0 for 3 against Spencer Strider. Small sample size for India in 2022. Missed 48 games with a hamstring problem. As we said, injuries have been a big part of the Reds story. Not just who isn't here. For those that are, have been hurt a lot. One ball, one strike. Don't want to get to Drury with men on base. He's got 16 homers.
Yeah.
And he would present the tying run. 2 balls and a strike. And over the inside corner, India didn't think so. It's even now, 2-2.
The thing was, that ball had the plate too, Chip, by 2 or 3 inches. But when you're away, you get guys diving. Beautiful sequence.
Swing and a miss. Jesse Chavez struck out the side. 15 Red strikeouts. That's 5 innings of no contact in 8 innings played. What a day for the Braves pitching staff. The offense pretty good too. It's 4-1.
Well, today's star of the game, Spencer Strider, 11 strikeouts for the young righty rookie. Had everything working today. Had that fastball. Look at that, up rising in the zone. Of course, had a couple good sliders down in the zone, and was able to go get it whenever he wanted all day today. Between both pitches, 1 hit. You see 11 strikeouts. That's what makes him so good. Look at that, 5 on the slider, 5 on the fastball, and 1 on the changeup.
Nothing to eliminate.
Outstanding.
So an old friend, Ross Detweiler, is going to come on and pitch the 9th inning. He led the Reds team in appearances in June with 12. He was 0-2 with a 5.79 ERA. And he's got the top of the Braves order, starting with Ronald Acuna Jr. Dansby Swanson and Matt Olson are coming up. Swing and a towering fly ball hit toward left center field. That ball keeps carrying at the back of the warning track. Pham is able to reach up and haul it in up against the wall. Just underneath.
Yeah.
And Acuna is retired for out number 1.
Man, even with that ball just being underneath, still thought it might have a chance.
Might remember Ross was briefly a Brave back in 2015 during the Atlanta rebuilding years. Ross pitched in 24 games for Atlanta. Since, he's been well traveled. 7 different teams in the last 7+ years. A bullet hit toward third. Double clutch, the throw in time, and that's the only way they've been able to get Dansby Swanson. 7 hits in the series. That was a great play.
Beautiful play over there at third. Got up and threw a strike right away. But again, you said it. The only way they've been able to get him out.
Thought with a double clutch he might.
Yeah.
Cost himself a couple of steps, but he made sure he had a firm grip. And a nice play for the second out. Here's Olson. Matt is 0 for 4, but does have an RBI. That came in the Braves' 2-run 7th. Atlanta cashed in the Acuna walk. Braves pulled out a hit-and-run play in that inning. Dansby provided the hit part. So tomorrow, Charlie Morton, Luis Castillo, battle of right-handed #1 starters. Braves have won 8 of the last 10 games Morton has pitched. And if this score holds, the Braves will have another chance for a 3-game sweep on the road trip.
See if Matt can join the hit party here today.
Two balls, no strikes. And outside, it's 3-0. Good news in New York. Rangers extend their lead at 7-3 Texas in the bottom of the 9th inning in New York. That made him throw a strike. It's 3-1. In the Reds' night, they'll have their 2, 3, 4 hitters. Drury, Pham, and Votto are scheduled. Then Mark Reynolds. Braves lead 4-1. They've out-hit Cincinnati 7-1. The Reds have struck out 15 times today. And Matt takes a 2-out walk. Not what the Reds were hoping for. Not with a lefty-lefty matchup.
No.
And now Austin Riley is coming up. He's been on base 3 times. 2 extra base hits, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs. Darren O'Day has joined Will Smith. It would be O'Day if the Braves make the lead bigger than 3. The pitch. And Riley tried to do just that. Fouled away. Strike 1. Talked a lot about the upcoming homestand with the Braves creeping ever closer to the Mets. New York is coming to town for the first time when we get back to Atlanta. No balls and a strike. The Braves have a big series with the Cardinals beginning Monday. A Friday, Saturday, Sunday set with the Nationals. Then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the 11th, 12th, and 13th against the Mets. Then a 4-game series in Washington, and that gets us to the All-Star break. So we hope you'll join us for a long homestand in Atlanta. The 0-2 pitch. That's driven right side, foul. And Riley back to work. Olson with a short lead. The pitch. Jeff's water taxi has arrived. Want to hurry this game along.
Yeah, got places to be.
Hear the foghorn blowing in the distance on the Ohio River. The pitch. High towering fly ball to right center. But the park is going to hold this. Senzel backs up And that sends us to the bottom of the 9th inning. Atlanta 4, Cincinnati 1. Will Smith coming on. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Jeff, let's take a look at our Discover matchup as the Braves wrap up the season series with the Reds.
Yeah, two good righties. Locking horns tomorrow. Look at Charlie, the last 5 starts. Only 8 walks to 45 strikeouts. Castilla, of course, a big fastball. Something Chip mentioned earlier. How long will he be in Cincinnati?
If they want to trade him before the game tomorrow, I don't think anybody would mind that. But he's a real good pitcher. So is Charlie Morton. So is Will Smith, who will try to nail this one down for Spencer Strider, who struck out 11 in 6 innings of 1 hit ball. Minter and Chavez worked 2 innings and struck out 4 combined. And Will Smith is looking for his 4th save. This one in the absence of Kenley Jansen. He'll have Drury, Pham, Joey Votto coming up. Drury is 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a pop out here in game 2. And that's driven down the line out of play, and strike 1 for Brandon Drury, the Reds' 3rd baseman. No word from the medical departments from the Reds or the Braves. Adam Duvall hit on the hand earlier. Kyle Farmer hit. Both had to leave the game after they were plunked by the opposing pitcher. Hope it's nothing serious. We'll know more about that on Braves Live post game, which will follow us from Cincinnati. He went around, swing and a miss. Drury is retired on strikes for the 3rd time. And the Reds are just waving and missing all day long today.
16 out of 25 outs right now by the strikeout. Got him out front with his slider down. Yep.
That's a big out because with Votto on deck, best he could do is make it a 1-run game. Here's Tommy Pham. He had 3 hits last night. He's 0 for 3 today with a couple of strikeouts. That's taken high for Tommy. 2 balls and a strike. Braves began June with a 14-game winning streak. They're 2 outs away from starting July 2-0. Very impressive 9-1 win last night. They lead 4-1 today. They've allowed 1 hit. So that in mind, will make him put the ball in play. 3 balls and a strike. And he missed. Joey Votto will hit with a man aboard. What worries you about Votto, he's going to get hot at some point. You hope that Will Smith can get him to hit the ball on the ground. Votto is 0 for 7 in this series. He had 3 ground outs last night, one of them a double play. Another ground ball double play here would end the game. Joey made him throw a strike. It's 0-1.
Good job. If I remember right, last year Joey Votto sat on a first pitch breaking ball off Will Smith and hit a home run on a Chop House in Atlanta.
That's one of only 2 hits Votto has in his career against Will. He's 2 for 12. If Votto reaches, then you've got Reynolds up, and he would represent the tying run as a right-hand hitter. Well, Will throw strikes. You lead by 3. And there's 1 out in the 9th. You have a chance to hit a ball put in play. You can't defend a walk. There we go, 2-2. Pham's not going anywhere with a 2-2 pitch. And Votto laces that off to our left. And all the Braves fans will battle for that souvenir. A young man in a Braves cap came away with that one behind the dugout. Fourteenth pitch for Will Smith. So a huge pitch in this game. A little more drama than we'd like in the 9th inning. Runner at first, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Votto. And Will lost him. Back-to-back walks. The tying run comes to the plate.
One thing we've known about Votto his whole career, he's always had a good eye. I like the pitch selection there on the 3-2 pitch to come with that fastball just too far up in the zone.
Well, as we mentioned, Reynolds has been an ice cold hitter of late. He's 1 for his last 21. He lined out to Ronald in the 7th inning in his first trip to the plate. And a double play potentially ends the game, but you got to throw strikes.
That was a good pitch there.
Now here comes Rick Kranitz. He sees something and wants to buy some time for Will Smith. He's walked 2 in a row, and he's gone 2-0 to Matt Reynolds. Will knows the deal. He's been around a long time. He's not trying to throw the ball out of the strike zone. He just is missing. Let's hope this reset gets him back on the beam. As Reynolds way ahead in the count. It's with Pham at second and Joey Votto at first. Driven to right. Acuna on the run. He races over and makes that play. And no chance for Votto to tag. Pham will go back, touch second, and move to third. But the Reds are down to their last out.
Yeah, he'll trade that any day of the week.
So Mike Moustakas will be called back, and the Reds will go to their bench. Donovan Solano will come on. Solano started last night, and he went 0 for 4. So one more out to get for Will Smith. Solano is 1 for 3 against Will lifetime. That one hit, though, left the ballpark. He again represents the tying run with 2 outs. Riley hugs the line at third. Votto takes off, and he'll have to head back as Solano fouls that back to the netting. There's a break. 0-1 your count. Game in New York has gone final. The Rangers have beaten the Mets. 7-3 was the final in Gotham. One more out, and the Braves will pick up a game on the Mets. Will ready with the 0-1. Now he's got him set up. 0-2. What's he throwing here, partner?
He's challenged him with some fastballs here early. I mean, to me, you can either climb the ladder with it or you go to that bread and butter and go that back foot slider. Make sure it's down.
Well, who doesn't like bread and butter? No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. He hit him on the foot on an 0-2 count. Unbelievable. 2 walks and a hit batsman. He tried the slider, the ultimate back foot. And now the Reds bring the winning run to the plate. It was a front foot.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't even get to the back foot. Frustrated, knew he had him set up 0-2.
So the Reds have their best chance. They have the bases loaded without benefit of a hit. Swing, fly ball, well hit left. Back to the warning track, Heredia, and the park's gonna hold it. Will Smith hangs on, and the Braves beat the Reds and win the series. Wow. That ball went up, and
I had it the whole time.
Will Smith.
You can see Will laughing.
He got away with it.
Wow.
And the Braves escape with a 4-1 final score win. Spencer Strider picks up his 4th victory. And the Braves, Jeff, will enter the series wrap up tomorrow with a chance to sweep. And they'll be 2.5 games back at the start of play.
A little iffy there in the 9th inning, in the bottom of the 9th. With that being said, Spencer Strider was outstanding today. That's the bullpen did a great job. You got a 4-1 road trip now. Chance to sweep tomorrow.
Spencer Strider beats Tyler Mahle. Will Smith the save. The Braves are 2.5 games back and go for the sweep behind Charlie Morton tomorrow at 1 o'clock on Valley Sports Southeast. Hope you enjoyed the game. We sure did. 4-1 your final for Jeff Francoeur and our great crew. I'm Chip Carey. Stick around. The post-game show, Braves Live, presented by Xfinity, is next.